Biafra London. We are here live and direct. Today is the 23rd day of August 2023. I hereby welcome each and every one of you to welcome your friends and well-wishers, even your enemies. Do not deny them listening to this hallowed platform where, the bitter pill is being released. The pill that heals. The pill that heals black man stupidity. That is why this radio is established, or was established by Mazi in order to make sure to restore our sense of human being, so that we can reason, be able to be reasoning critically like others, and develop. Because development starts from interior. It starts from the inside. It starts from the way we reason. Therefore, today, as you may know, in a short period of time, I will be welcoming my guest, Mazi, a member of the DOS and the European Continental Representative, with some of European coordinators. We will continue preaching this gospel, the gospel of freedom. It is not something sugary. Do you remember? The journey to freedom is a very tedious journey, but that is a journey to advancement. Freedom, that is a journey that we shall never regret, that our generations coming will look back and give kudos to us, that by that time we would have been ancestors. They will start thanking their ancestors for fighting for the freedom they will be enjoying as of that time. Therefore, we are engaged in a selfless fight, not for our individual aggrandizement. It is not that we might gain one thing or the other. Or this fight, this restoration, we might not even benefit anything from it. For your information, people have died. They didn't benefit from it. It's a sacrifice. So that when we come back in the later generation, we will see the country that we fought and restored, advancing. You understand? Therefore, know ye that we are what we are engaging, fighting for survival. This radio station, Radio Biafra London, is a revolutionary radio. It is not ordinary radio that you used to listen to. No, it's a revolutionary radio. This is where you will hear something, all those things that CNN, BBC, mainstream media will never, ever inform you. All those information they will never give you. Because the Polish way is to be politically correct. So before they bring out anything, they will edit it and make sure, analyze how this one can captivate people's brains for the advantage of the West, so that they will be, manipulating people as they want. But here, we say it as it is, so that we will be able to look ourselves in the mirror and tell ourselves the truth. This is our rallying point. This is our mirror. Radio Biafra London, established by Mazi Nnamdi Okuchukwu, who is still in the enemy dungeon. Make no mistake about it. Mazi Nnamdi was released, discharged and acquitted on the 13th day of October 2022 by the Nigerian Appeal Court. But up till date, the Nigerian government refused to obey their own court order. You understand? Their own court order in a democracy. What they are trying to go, according to their statement, to restore restore democracy in Niger Republic through military action, but no democracy in that so-called Nigeria. What is democracy? Government of the people, by the people, for the people. Is it not a simple, primary definition of democracy? But the question I used to ask is, does the government in Africa, in case study Niger, the deposed government, was it for the people? The answer is no. It is never for the people. So it's not a democracy. Because if it is for the people, it will represent the people's interests, which it does not. Therefore, it's not a democracy. That only that, disqualifies it from being democracy, or from being referred as democracy. Because democracy simply means government by the people, from the people, to the people, for the people. Therefore, for the people, it defends their interests. That is primarily. That is a democracy. But does the government in Nigeria, in Niger Republic, the deposed government, does it, reach that criteria? The answer is no. It's not qualified because it didn't maintain. It's not for the people. It was a government for the West, for the interests of the West. Therefore, it's not a democracy for Niger Republic, is it? Why did they allow, if it is for the people? Why is it that 80% of Nigerian have no access to electricity, whereas they have uranium? France is taking their uranium, exploiting it, stealing it, looting it with America for their own interests, powering them. 1/3 of French electricity is powered by uranium from Niger Republic. But where it is being mined, they don't have electricity there. Therefore, that government is not for the people. It's not democracy. It disqualified it from being a democracy. And you see it. A government that doesn't represent the interests, it doesn't prioritize the interests of the people, it's not a democracy. It doesn't matter whether they are in civilian clothes, it doesn't matter. America is supporting them. It's not today we start seeing. We go study the history of America and even and the Americas. How they invaded Chile, they installed their puppets in Nicaragua, the Sandinista, for their interests in Cuba. Before Fidel Castro took on a revolution, they were democracies installed by America. And who was enjoying? The political elites, with the American government and stealing and looting from the country, and they applaud you. You're a democracy. Don't worry. That is what they are doing in Africa. So we should define this democracy. Democracy is a government by the people, from the people, for the people. It is not, for example, Niger government, a democratic government for France. No. For America. No. Defending the interests of France and America and Britain. Laying pipe from Biafra land, from Okwa, down to northern Nigeria, to Niger, so that they will be to Morocco, not Africa, to Spain, so that they will be supplying cheap gas and remove themselves from Russia. Is what America did from Russia gas. And the government, they install puppet governments that will be, defending all those pipes, all those uranium exploitation at the expense of the population. And they will have the impetus, the audacity on CNN to be calling Niger Republic the poorest or the second poorest country in the world. It is fun to them. And that is how they want it to be. Look at today's news. Look at India becomes the fourth country to send vehicle into the moon. That is how a country should be. India is on the moon. You understand? Even not only he sent to the Antarctica, the southern part of the moon. You understand that? That is how a country should be moving. You know, India was colonized by Britain. They had their independence in 1947. Although they defined themselves before having independence, or before going for flag independence, they first of all defined who is an Indian. And that question made them to separate themselves to their natural selves. Pakistan comes one side, India now comes one side. They merged with the French India, the Lusophone India, and they destroy the borders created by the Europeans in India, calling them different countries. They merged them. That is why today they are on the moon. They understand? They made sure to reject the European religion. They made sure. They never accepted the European religion. Today, India is on the moon. But in Nigeria, people are fasting. Pastors are telling you, see, write your problem in paper, bring it in the altar, and the man of God will pray, and your problem will be solved. India is on the moon. You are on. You want to go to heaven through prayer. You get everything through prayer. India is on the moon. They didn't go to the moon by being subservient, by Ekele Maria, by doing embracing European entintoto. Sometimes when I look at the weak argument of people, I baffle. It baffles me. Oh, the Europeans, what about they brought a good thing? Christian, no, they said Christianity brought education, brought this, brought that, and I laugh. And the simple question I used to ask is this: India was colonized, aren't they? They were colonized, weren't they? The answer is yes. They have schools. They have schools, which even Britain promoted also. Didn't they? Or don't they have schools? They have, they do. But why are they not Christians? India itself, they maintain their language. Their Hindi language, they maintain it. Why are they, which means why are they technologically advancing? Because I thought that, without Christianity we will go back to Neanderthal. But Japan, they maintain their language. They are still reading it. They maintain their culture, their values. They resisted European religion for 2.5 centuries, 250 years plus. But today they are advancing. But we accepted everything and continue defending that, it is them that now you see that there's something fundamentally wrong in our brains by this way of thinking. India is on the moon. Go and tell your Daddy Joe that, Olga, that heaven you are promising us is up. Is India physically, they sent a spacecraft vehicle on the moon successfully. What are you going to say about it? In Nigeria, prayer is the answer to everything. Prayer. Oh yeah, your problem, prayer. We become a laughing stock to the world. That's why they use Africans to kill Africans, to subjugate Africans. as they are using Chinedu and co. in order to invade a country, Niger Republic, that wants to say no to neo-colonialism. They bring them back. Oh, go back to neo-colonialism like us. Let us all continue serving Oyibo. Whereas India is on the moon. India. They rejected Christianity. They rejected the European languages. Today they are on the moon. You that accepted everything, rejected your values, your ancestors, your way of life, where are you? Where are you? He ketere tie suit now 40 degrees Celsius. As onyara bro one big Bible na gari emeghe ekuyeri. That all he ketere, nothing more. Let me say it. India is on the moon. They send Russia did it first in the 60s or in the 50s on space in the moon. America did the same thing. I think China have done it, and now it is India. Just watch. Do you see the pride of a country, of a nation? Do you see how India youths, India mothers, fathers, all patriotism, they were overjoyed that, what America did, we have done it. We have reached a landmark. That is what gives people joy, makes you to be proud of your country. Do you see that? Do you see that? When will Nigeria be on the moon? What makes the people to boast on social media? Look at just social media. Look at it. India is on the spotlight. An Indian with you will tell you proudly that, look, I am an Indian. I'm an Indian, proud of to be an Indian. They send a vehicle to the moon. Something you cannot do in 1,000 years. What you boast for, which is shame, 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 shame on you. We need to change the way we reason. We need to change it. I'm telling you honestly, we need to change it. We need to change it. Otherwise, we continue being jara to this world. Because sometimes the system, the way this reason, that is say ayo measure here na why potra bicon. Ayo measure here. Ayo measure here. India is on the moon. Yana you pray. The solution to your problem, you have to pray. Read the book of Colossians chapter 5 verse 2. On the 21st century, India is on the moon. I'm watching them. Look at it, the India children. Look at them raising India flag. Patriotism. They become proud of their country. India becomes first country to reach the moon's south polar region. You see that? Not only being on the moon, but the most difficult side, the south polar region that has never been reached by any other country. India reached there. That is how to know a country that is advancing. When you see an Indian now, you respect the person. You give him more respect. Say, nah, we are doing it. They are nuclear power. But Nigeria, they don't even have electricity. Maybe as you are listening to me, battery again your power bank again won't go safe. It doesn't matter to you. And I promise with go to paradise, you will go to heaven, paradise, with go. He will not here. Reagi without change. India goes to the moon. When are you going? When is Nigeria going to the moon? very absurd, isn't it? Very, very absurd. All that matters to you is now, Jakpa. At least go and lie and take a draw with one lie or the other, so that at least before donkey years you will get their nationality, and you start boasting, and I have a blue passport. Why can't a Canadian boast that they have your passport? When it comes to your country, he boasts, that boast, it become a big thing. After you are demanding equal treatment, in this you are supposed to, and that is what is happening, isn't it? But we are waking up anyway. We are waking up. We are waking up. The way we reason is fundamentally flawed. Look at Biafrans that have natural talents, endowed the natural talents with energy, both mental energy, physical energy, everything, the ability to make things happen. But look at where we are today. Look at where we are. Why? The way we reason, that is the reality. That is the cause of the problem. The way we reason, fundamentally flawed. Let us move forward. Can you move to our focus so that we plan and get something for our future generation? That is why Nigeria government was able to install this security using our people. And borrow one car which he cannot manufacture in 1,000 years. Oh, but they go take out on echo. Whereas Lehind India Jeko now. Now you are jealous of them, aren't you? In the Indian echo that they have reached to the moon like others. Is it easy? Now look at it, to organize ourselves into a formidable force that we should be. Look at the difficulty we are facing. Look at the way they thwarted us and we accepted it. I am Igbo. I'm Igbo. I'm not Igbo. I'm Delta Igbo. I am not Igbo. I am Ikwere. I'm not Igbo. I speak Ikwere. It's not. It's okay. Speak Ikwere. Let me hear. Can you, what do you call come? Bia. What do you say? How do you say go in Ikwere? Go. Gawa. Jebe. Then what language? What is hand in your language? Ikwere language. Aka. What is mouth in Ikwere language? Ono. What is leg in your language? Just tell me in Ikwere language. Oku. Now we tell you, no, but is it not Igbo? No, it's Ikwere. You will be watching a full-grown man making mess of himself. I'm saying, how bad? It is too bad. I'm telling you. Making a complete mess of himself. What is your name? My name is Oka for now. My name is Amade. My name is Amade. No, but you are not Igbo. No. Yes, okay. How can you deceive people to the extent you even deceive the person and tell him that you are not you? You are not who you are. You are not born by your father, and the person will accept. A full-grown man will grow up. He will not even inquire. Oh, they say I am not me. Don't you think that it is too absurd? It is too absurd. Honestly speaking, we need to treat this. This our brother man that is doing a good job. You see things that people talk, you say nah, and when you see the person talking, 60 years, even 70 years, 50 years, talking nonsense. You say, what type of people are these? How can you blame foreigner for even convincing you that you are not you? It doesn't matter the situation. Oh, you are not you. I am not Igbo. And you are speaking Igbo. You have Igbo name. You are speaking. What is happening? You see that maybe something spoiled. Remember, India is on the moon today. That is their pride, their national pride today. That is it. So we must continue without taking much more time. I will bring in Mazi Abanyem with his coordinators, various European coordinators, in order to take up the platform. Mazi Abanyem, please, welcome to the program. Over to you.
Thank you for the work you've been doing. Right. France, good morning to some of you on your time zone. My name is Mazi Abanyem. I'm in the province of Biafra land, and by the grace of Chukwuka Biama, I continue to serve the indigenous people of Biafra as a European representative, member of GOS. We have come once again, another batch of coordinators in Europe, to bring good tidings to IPOB families worldwide. Like I said many times since we started this program and this campaign of enlightenment of the mind, because we have noticed that a lot of things have gone wrong in the mindset of our people. The once intelligent race in the whole of Africa has become so gullible that most of them now can't even reason. And this is very shameful, even as our leader has spent years trying to educate, enlighten, and to motivate most of Biafrans, to wake them up, to know and to get ready for what is to come. Our land is under siege for many years. We saw things before they begin to happen. The Biafra land is on siege, and our political leaders, except Abaribe and few of them, they were all compromised. They have become subservient to the Fulani Janjaweed. They have traded our land for their political positions. But their last bus stop is IPOB. We have become the stumbling block even to the zoo called Nigeria, and their hegemonic interest in dominating every ethnic group in the zoo called Nigeria. Biafra must be restored. The Biafra Restoration Project is sacrosanct. We have come to enlighten, we have come to reassure the world, and the IPOB family in particular, that we are not retreating, neither are we surrendering, we are not provocating, and we have come to take what belongs to us. Biafra must be restored. It is Biafra or Biafra. There is no middle ground. There is no two ways about it. The Nigeria government has done their worst so far. They have tried everything humanly possible to see if they can try to derail our struggle, since they kidnapped our leader in Kenya and renditioned him extraordinarily to the zoo called Nigeria, and kept him in a solitary confinement, which is against all human rights and laws all over the world. Worse still, that our leader has been discharged and acquitted. We have defeated the zoo in their own court. I remember when the elders of Biafra went to Buhari for a dialogue, asking him to release our leader on merit in order to instill peace in the south, which means the southeast Nigeria called Biafra. Buhari said no, he cannot interfere with the court process. He has to let the law take its course. He said, okay, knowing fully well that our agitation for self-determination and freedom, it is legal. Even in the UN, EU, AU, and even the zoo themselves, in their own constitution, what we are doing is not illegal. We went to court with them. Despite all their hanky-pankies and shenanigans, we defeated them hands down with our amiable barrister, Ejiofor and Ozokome and the rest of them who are working in tandem to ensure that the justice is done. Now they are running from pillar to post, making an appeal for the stay of execution, which has never happened before in the so-called Nigeria. It has never happened before. Because of Biafra, the zoo is going to collapse under the weight of a treachery, deceit, and criminality. I want to remember to pray for our leader, Mazi and his immediate family. He is the man who called us all from our slumber to come and take what belongs to us. And today we can unequivocally attest that most of us have woken and become even more radical than Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because the truth is glaring, very, very clear before our eyes, that if we do not take our freedom, others will take it. The Fulanis has opened the north everywhere. All their borders is open to let the Fulani come in and go out as they want. And they are talking about the territorial integrity of Nigeria, while the borders in the north are so porous. The south was closely tight to ensure that nobody goes in without being checked, nobody goes out without being checked. But in the north, become porous. That is lopsided. That is double standard. That is takia for you. But IPOB is their last bus stop. We will never forget, never forgive, and you cannot deceive IPOB. You can deceive the gullibles, yes, but not IPOB family members. They are made in heaven. We're a special breed, and we have come for a mission. We're not going to give up, not going to retreat or surrender until our mission is achieved. That's our message tonight. They have started Takia again by adjourning the case of our leader. Which they open their mouth, their dirty mouth, I don't know how to describe them. These people are beyond idiotic, beyond cowards. There's no better adjective to quantify what they are doing. Those who call themselves judges and justices opened their mouth and gave us 14th of September as the date of trial, and they forgot that it fall into their own holiday. This is travesty. This is judicial abortion. As Barrister Ejiofor has said many times, the zoo can run, but they cannot hide. Because liars have short legs, they can't run too fast until you catch up with them. And as long as our leader continues to be detained illegally, calamity will continue to befall the zoo from every angle until there are no more. We have come to tell you that the Directorate of State Majority of Biafra, headed by Mazi Chinedu, will never ever give up. Whether you hold our leader there or not, the struggle is waxing strong by the day. Because we have learned how to learn. We have been blessed with the same anointing that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was blessed by Chukwuka Abiyama. As long as you come to this struggle with clean hands and clean mind, look at those on our radio who could have believed that they can be so good because the Spirit is working. They can't even believe what they are doing. Whenever you sit behind that microphone, the Spirit of Biafra speaks through you. The same thing happened to the Directorate of State. That spirit, that invisible hand that is piloting the affairs of Biafra Restoration Project is the one guiding our every word and thought and action. And with that in mind, victory shall be ours. Come rain, come shine. We pray that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu shall be protected by the Almighty Chukwuka Abiyama wherever he is. His immediate family, his wife and children shall be protected as well, sustained by that mighty hand of Chukwuka Abiyama. IPOB family worldwide, you shall be sheltering under the mighty wing of Chukwuka Abiyama, because you are a special breed. No harm shall befall you as long as you come to this struggle with clean hands to do the needful so that we may go home and build our own civilization. We have stayed enough in foreign lands. Home is calling us back. We need to go home and make Biafra a place that will be jealous by other nations, a place that other nations will emulate, because we got what it takes to build civilization that is never seen before in Africa. So wherever you are, stop standing on the fence. Come into the family where you are and join IPOB. That together we shall push forward and get our freedom and release our leader, because that is going to happen. It is imminent. It is unthinkable that our leader will not be released as soon as possible, because he has committed no crime to law. He has been discharged and acquitted by many courts of jurisdiction, so keeping him there is criminal. It is an aberration. It is an abomination. It is travesty of justice, because justice delayed is justice denied. Therefore, Biafrans, freedom is taken and not given. Let us go and take our freedom. Let our leader be released, and let Biafra come. I want to also thank the ESN for what they are doing. Those who abandoned their own pleasure, the pleasure of their home, and relocated into the forest in order to protect our land and our people, that they can go to farm without being molested, without being raped, without being killed. We thank them for that sacrifice, and we making a promise that we will never let them down. We shall always stand by them and ensure that they lack nothing to do that job. Thank you, Biafrans all over the world, as you continue to help and to contribute to support the ESN for the good work they are doing for our nation. Without them, I don't think we shall be where we are today. Support the leadership of IPOB headed by my Chinedu. Support the coordinator in your country as long as he's working under this Directorate of State and under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Give your support to him or her, and let us go in one accord, in solidarity, to get our nation restored. So without wasting much of your time, I will go ahead to call the coordinator who is going to speak tonight first is our coordinator in Finland. Bearing in mind that Finland is the base of autopilot, which we have defeated hands down both in Biafra land, in Europe, and in Finland in particular. So Mazi Kalu Isaac, if you can hear me, the floor is yours now to address Biafrans. They were watching it.
Thank you very much, Mazi Ekelemge. First of all, I want to give God the glory for giving us the opportunity. I want to give him the opportunity, give him the glory for giving me the opportunity, or giving us the opportunity to really, encourage Biafrans all around the world. And I will say, all hail Biafra and IPOB. First of all, my thanks also goes to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has been in the detention of the DSS dungeon. I also thank him. I believe he must have approved this in one way or the other. I also greetings from Finland from behalf of my own team. we send him greetings. And also want to thank the head of the DOS, Mazi Chike Dozim. They say on easy lies the head that wears the crown. At the point in time like this, things are really very difficult. I believe you are passing through much tough time. I pray that Chukwuka Bema will give you the strength and the wisdom to go through this period until we achieve Biafra, and our leaders out and we achieve Biafra, which is our ultimate aim. Also want to thank you, Mazi Otinaba, and also for coordinating the affairs of our European rep, for coordinating the affairs assistance. Also, it's not easy, but I encourage you, and I believe that God also give you the crown. We are all doing our own part to make sure that Biafra comes as soon as possible. Also, I will give also thanks to Mazi Jonathan. Also, he's also a Radio Biafra. He's also giving us this platform to re-air our movie, to encourage Biafrans, to reassure the DOS and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that we are very, very, very much with them. Though when you hear the name Finland, it rings a bell. Everybody's what is happening in that country, a small country. And it's just all of a sudden it came up just like that. You've been in the searchlight or been in the spotlight. Let me use that word again. This is the base where they have much of autopiloters. Even as I speak to you, my very next door neighbor is a staunch autopiloter, but we are standing strong. We will remain strong. We are very, very formidable. When you talk about Finland, a lot of things goes in mind, because this is where it all started from. It started here, and I could tell you it will end here. They have come with in different form. For example, they have created Chinedu, for hearing them to replace Biafra. They have created autopilot to replace IPOB. They have also created DOE to replace DOS. They have also created another name. Let me not use that name because we just told not to use that name, to replace ESN. And also they have also come up with Voice of Biafra to replace Radio Biafra. All these things they have got me different from, and they have failed. So we are still standing strong. And they didn't stop there. Please, they didn't stop there. They have also said that their head, the so-called head, we call him Ikmerima. We all know that. They said that they are Mazi Nnamdi Kanu disciple. They said he's Mazi Nnamdi Kanu disciple. But he has never said he has a disciple. Even if you're a disciple, or even if you are somebody discipling you, you should get orders from somebody discipling you. But this guy chose to really, do things because he has his own selfish interest. I wonder all these things, yet our people is still being very myopic to see the handwriting on the wall. It baffles me. They didn't stop there. They also said that they are. He also said that he's Biafra spokesperson. Today he said that he's prime minister. And also today they have tried to form Biafra in exile. All these things. See, these are format of a chameleon. He keep changing from this, that, and tomorrow you see him come with another different name. So these are indices that should make Biafrans know that this guy is not real. As I speak to you, he has no job here. Just coming people. Now they want to form a referendum that you could log in with 150. This is somebody who said that's going to give you Biafra in 150 days. Today we are approaching 300 days. It has not come yet. Yet he still stands in the confines of his own room to propagate this evil. You know, instigate violence in Biafra land. I asked, are people not seeing these things? Are people not seeing these things? Are people not seeing these things? Biafrans, wake up. If you have been in a top panel listening to the sound of my voice, please wake up. You are in the wrong path. And I believe, and I could bet, I'm 100% sure that if when Oyendu comes out, any meat that has fat, you will see the test of fire will prove itself. They have been in the wrong path. They have been in the wrong path. This evening, I just had 1 or 2 time with one of these, not as if I'm going to discuss anything with them, actually, but they keep arguing and arguing, and I have no time to argue with you because I don't have the fact, I know the truth, and this is where I belong. I'm only telling you, for you to leave, come and join me. This is where I belong. This is the right path, and we are going to the paradise. So all I'm saying is this: that this young man here, this their head or whatever they call himself or something like that, he has scammed people. He has said also that he's a lawyer without certificate. I don't know where he went to his own school. So he kept coming with different things, using his ex-wife platform to scam people, to do people, telling people that he's a lawyer. Yeah, and as I speak to you, if that guy has handled 100 cases, 96, they have deported them. You know, he even gives your information to the police to deport you. This is what he does. So I don't know why we're not seeing through these things. This man is not real. I am here. When I came on board, I will thank him for making me the coordinator, making me, to handle the affairs of IPO. But I can tell you, my little team, we are very formidable, and we are loyal, and will remain loyal to the DOS. There are many people who have come and really fizzle out, and I believe in no distant time you will not hear him anymore. So the focus is not, it shouldn't be about this young man, Eba, just about the struggle, the restoration of Biafra. This should be a goal. So everybody hearing the sound of my voice, IPOB Finland, under my leadership, is the right path, and is the right path to trend. So whatever they are doing, anything you're hearing outside my own group, it is really, you are in the wrong path. Keep saying it again. So Mazi Abayim, I want to assure you, our head of the directorate, Mazi Chinedu, I want to assure you, and also I want to assure also our leader who has been held in solitary confinement in the US, that we IPOB Finland, under my leadership, we are involved and will remain loyal. These are my few words. I believe that this coming from Finland will be able to really, convince Biafran that if you are with me, if you are with us under the leadership of the US, you are in the right track. These are my few words. I will give you hand over the mic because of time. I don't want to overshoot my time. I think I still have more time, but these are these few words of mine. This is what I want to say to encourage Biafrans. Thank you very much. Mother Brian, the mic is over, and back to you. Thank you.
Thomas, very well. As well. Thank you. And Biafrans, I'm sure they have listened to you because you are living in the war front with the autopilot, with the Equerema group of companies, a group of liars and deceivers. But like I said at the beginning, liars have short legs. He will not run too far before he will be caught. Nemesis will catch up with him, because what we are doing is spiritual. That's what they usually forget. You can deceive, but you cannot be deceived. Spirit of Biafra will catch them, and then dearly. For every blood they shed in our land, all the people they have deceived and lied to, they are going to face the consequences. very, very soon, because we never forget and we never forgive. We are not here to joke. Many have gone. Blood have been spilled, life have been wasted, and that has been since for almost 100 years in the colonial time till now. Biafrans, the blood of Biafrans has been offered on the platter of one Nigeria, and that's what IPO have come to stop. We have come to stop that. We have come to claim what belongs to us. We have come to separate ourselves from the chaff and go back to build our own. So thank you so much. Everybody should be on mute, please. I don't want to say that again. Let me call on the next coordinator to speak in the person of Mazi Pius Nwankwo. Mazi Pius Nwankwo is our coordinator in Iceland. I want you to unmute yourself and speak to Biafrans. Tell them how IPOB is doing in Iceland and how we are dealing with the challenges that every one of us have been facing for the last 2 years. Mazi, go ahead. The floor is yours now.
Thank you, Onyendo Mazi Abain. Fellow Biafrans, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, according to your time zone. First and foremost, I want to greet our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Odogwu. He who has said he will not deny us, and that is why he is still there for us, standing tall on behalf of all Biafrans worldwide. Also, I want to greet our radio presenter, Mazi Jonathan, for giving us this opportunity to come on air to speak to Biafrans worldwide and let them know that IPOB Iceland is standing tall together with DOS, led by Mazi Chinedu. We are standing so firm with the leadership of Chinedu and all the Directorate of States. So that is why we are here this hour, to let Biafrans know that IPOB in Iceland, we are not giving up our quest, our belief in our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because of this little shaking, many have turned away the other side. But we are standing tall, the IPOB in Iceland. Now I want to greet all the media warriors, those who are doing the needful, pushing, making sure that things, all the shouts that they are bringing, they are trashing everything down. I give them kudos. And also I greet all the whole coordinators, both home and abroad, for all their selfless efforts, most especially those in Biafran land that are doing their best to make sure that this struggle continue and they're not giving up to our leader. And they did not join those who are spoiling the work of our leader, those so-called autopilot. our leader have written a letter saying that there is no seat at home. And yet these people are still disobeying our leader's instructions. This is to tell you that these people, they are fake. They are not working with us. All these autopiloters, wherever you may find them, just mark them. Because all these things they have involved themselves into, they are going to regret it at the end. Once again, I want to greet special prayer for our ESN, that God Almighty will continue to protect them. They are really, really men of valor. Ever since their inception, our women have been going to farm successfully. We have not had all this ugly news. I want to appreciate God, and I pray that God Almighty will continue to protect them throughout all the 4 market days. Eke Oye Afonkwo, God Almighty will continue to protect the ESN for the job they are doing for Biafrans. Once again, I want to encourage all Biafrans to stay tall, because this is our freedom. There's nothing can stop us for this quest. Our leader have told them, this group of Biafrans, we don't need their money. All what we want is freedom. And freedom is the right of the people, enshrined in the United Nations Charter. Self-determination donates the legal rights of the people to decide their own destiny in the international order. Self-determination is a core principle of international law, arising from the customary international law, but also recognized as a general principle of law and enshrined in the number of the international treaty. It is the right of the people. Self-determination donates the legal rights of the people to decide their own destiny in the international order. And that is what we are doing. That's why they heard our leader in Incommunicado. And that is why we are here to tell them, this Biafra led by Mazi we don't need their money. No matter how they are bringing money, we don't need their money. All what we want is freedom. And that freedom we are going to get. It doesn't matter how long it takes. We are here to reinstate that. Biafran, this freedom led by Mazi Biafra must come and must be restored. And that is why I want to encourage fellow Biafrans, wherever you are, hearing our voice, according to your time zone, to stir up your faith and belief, knowing fully well that there is no other leader than Mazi All other ones are fake. Nothing like autopilot. Nothing like any other thing. So that is why we are here to tell of Biafrans to stand tall and let your faith, your belief, your trust, you still have a Mazi be strong and be strengthened, knowing fully well very soon it's going to be out. No matter what the zoo are doing, they are wasting their time. We don't care, but what we know, our leader must be out. So fellow Biafrans, I want to thank you for listening to us this time around, as other of my colleagues will be coming behind because of time. So Mazi Abani, I thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak to Biafrans. The microphone is handed over to you now. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you, Mazi Wanko. You have done very, very well. Your speech has been taken by IPOB family worldwide. They have listened and they are being enlightened. Thank you, Mazi. Let me go ahead to call the next coordinator to speak, who is the person of Mazi Ralph Ndikom. Mazi Ralph Ndikom is our national coordinator in Russia. Mazi, please unmute yourself and address Biafrans. Therefore,
greeting from here. This is Mazi Ralph Ndikom. I came from Omaka in Olo province, Biafra land. But I live here in Russia Federation to serve the indigenous people of Biafra. Greeting all Biafrans and also lovers of freedom across the globe. All that I listen to our voice. All the sympathizers of IPOB. May Elohim bless all of you as you listen to us. I just want to use this opportunity first, before I go on, to thank our leader Mazi Nandekano, who made it possible that our voice are being heard across the globe today. And this demand that made it possible when no one can speak or mention the name of Biafra. He is the person that brought the name of Biafra back to the mainstream. So may Elohim bless and protect him as he is now in the DSS dungeon. And I pray that Chuko Kabiama, who called him to do this work, will bring it out as soon as possible. And also ask Chuko Kabiama to bless his family, his lovely wife, our first lady, Lola Uchechi Okukano. May your family, your children, may them be blessed. May Elohim guide and protect you. Because it's not easy to stay without a husband for almost a year and a half. You are a great woman and we are proud of you. My greeting also go to the leadership of this great movement. Our leader Mazi, before he was kidnapped in one of his program or speeches already Biafra. He made Biafrans for us to know that the leadership has set on board is this DOS headed by Mazi Chinedu. So that was stands, and that's why IPOB Russia Federation, we are under his leadership, and whatever they say goes. And also I want to greet Mazi Abanim, who have been guiding us here in Europe. It's not easy. The Lord is very much on your shoulder, but at every given time you are called upon, you always deliver. So I pray that may Elohim bless you and give you more grace to do more for our motherland. Most Jonathan, I want also to thank you for what you are doing, especially your education on religion issue, because that is one of the instruments that our enemy, the colonizers, use to bring us down, to scatter the brain of our people. That you see a whole man, a man who calls himself a professor, an engineer, a doctor, when he's speaking, that is you can't even imagine, that is imagine the type of education the person have because of religion. They used to stole our ancestors culture and the way of where we used to go to our Mecca, our Chukwoke. Then when they scatter it, then they can be able not to have access to us. So I just want to let Biafrans and all our listeners to know that IPOB Russia Federation, we are intact, and concerning the issue of autopilot, since they have been raising up their voice trying to derail this struggle, IPOB here in Russia, we have a lot of challenges on towards that direction. People that are thinking or the sympathizers, but we handle them in IPOB. We give them IPOB treatment, and to all of them are silent by the side. So IPOB here in Russia, we are united under the leadership of Mazi and also our European rep who is with us here, Mazi. So I want to give you confidence and the reassurance that so long sun rises, IPOB, Russia Federation must always be loyal to Mazi and the US. Also, I want to emphasize concerning many of our people that are being confused by this autopilot issue. You see, anybody who is a student of Nnamdi Kanu cannot be carried away by noisemakers, because the map that is in Finland, everybody know him that he is a noisemaker, and also he is a double agent used by Nigeria government to derail this struggle. Because the people that hired him, their intention after they kidnapping our leader, the intention is that they will use him to destroy the leadership. That's why you see all the attack, all the heavy attack that this Maboda in Finland have been throwing was on the leadership, on Mazi Chinedu and his cabinet. That's where he focused all his strength. Even many times he boasted that he will dissolve the US. He will sack this person, he will sack the other person. So all those things, he wasn't talking on his own. He was talking on this thing because he knows the people that are behind him. So, but unfortunately, he doesn't know that IPOB, DOS, was the foundation of DOS, was led on a solid rock, which no wind, no tsunami can be able to break it. So that's why today you see him jumping up and down like a frog, because he don't know. He run out of time, because the people that hide him are putting pressure on him to deliver. But unfortunately, US they are wiser than him and smarter. Also, I want to just want to also comment the legal team that are handling the case of our leader. They are doing great job. Also, I want to just want to also comment the legal team that are handling the case of our leader. They are doing I'm signing off from here. Most Parasha Federation. Thank you, Mazi, for having me.
You have done fantastically very well. You touched almost all the areas that are of concern, and the families we have around the world have listened to you and what you are doing for us in Russia. Chukwuabiama continue to bless you and strengthen you in your work. We are going to prevail very soon. Our enemies are on. They won't watch Chineke. Let me call on the next we have here in the studio to tell us what he thought to be very important tonight. That is in the person of Chief Nice Nwokoro. Chief Nice Nwokoro is our coordinator in the United Kingdom. He has something to tell us. We shall do well to listen. Mazi Nwokoro, the floor is yours now. There.
Good evening, Onyisi Mazi. Good evening from here to Mazi Jonathan, our host, for a wonderful work. A very good evening from the United Kingdom to all great Biafrans, friends of Biafra, lovers of freedom, listening to us on this hallowed platform. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. I bring God's heavenly greetings in the name of Chukwuabiama. Rimi Henine. I want to continue to pay homage to our great leader, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Continue to raise his health and well-being before the throne of grace of Chukwuabiama in thanksgiving for his life. The same way I, on behalf of the UK family, bless his family, our First Lady, Lolo Uchechi Kanu, and their children before the throne of Elohim, asking for divine protection and provision every second, every minute, every hour, every day. We have received the news of Onyendu's health updates from our lawyers, our lead counsel, Barrister Sir Ifeanyi Ejiofor, and the rest of the team over the week. We thank Chukwuabiama for the progress in Onyendu's assessment and planned treatment. We have also received with great dismay the news of another dribbling from the Zoo government, the illegitimate government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the Supreme Court invalidating their own admission, their own concession, when on May the 11th, the Supreme Court disgracefully adjourned the appeal of the same government, a government appealing a judgment against itself in their own highest court. What a shame. They moved it from that day after negotiation with our team of legal luminaries and agreed September 14th as a date for final hearing and of course judgment. Never did they consider that they were going to be on vacation on that day. One would expect in a society or a country that is half organized, things like vacation, annual leave, in the UK here, the MPs know clearly the vacation, and if you try to bring any invitation, even as early as January, to them around their vacation period, mostly the August vacation, they will respond to you as far back as early as to say that period they will be on vacation. But zoo being zoo, and people think we call the country zoo, or Chinedu baptize the country zoo as a mark of disrespect. No, it is just saying the plain truth, describing something exactly what it is. They continue to prove themselves to be even worse than the description. Look at what they've done. Last minute, in the ambush of the night, they sent message, just as they declared Bola Ahmed Tinubu president-elect, when witches and wizards are flying by 4 a.m. and human beings are actually sleeping and communing with their creator. That news of attempts to dribble has not gone down well with us here in the United Kingdom, and I'm sure it has not gone down well with Biafrans, lovers of freedom all over the world. I know that we are not going to take laws into our own hands. We are directed by our leader and our leadership. We will continue to receive divine wisdom and instruction from our leadership, led by the HOD, Mazi Chinedu, other members of the US, including our able European Rep, Mazi Austin Abanyim, and follow their instructions and orders to the letter. But I want to make it categorically clear and tell all Biafrans tonight that enough is enough. Here in the United Kingdom, we launched a campaign for the past 2 months now, after our 30th May Biafra Remembrance and Independence Day celebration in Edinburgh. We flagged off the campaign of enough is enough. Release him now. And we have continued with that campaign, taking it to all nook and cranny of the United Kingdom, pasting posters everywhere possible, the whole nation, taking the campaign to our own people, the Biafran communities, the Igbo communities especially. This festive period, they are busy gallivanting, celebrating and jamboreeing with New Yam festivals all over the world. We march toe to toe and meet them in their places with our evangelism, screaming, release him now, enough is enough. We will continue in that light while waiting for further instruction from our leadership. But we want to make it clear we are not happy, and we will not accept any further dribbling or delay, because it's long overdue. The illegal detention of Chinedu, Mazi and Kanu, which shouldn't have happened in the first place, is long overdue. The continued strangulation of his fundamental human rights and the continued abuse, physical, psychological, emotional, and otherwise, of not just him, but his innocent, lovely wife and children must come to an end. There must be a final resolution to get Chinedu out from the zoo illegal detention. Why we are not even, personally, I'm not interested in what date they're going to set. But that date that they have already set, September 14th, which coincidentally marks exactly 6 years, if I'm not mistaken, of the devilish Operation Python dance that the same rogue APC government marched into the ancestral home of Eze Israel Okukano, father of Chinedu Nnamdi Kanu, to destroy his ancestral home, a sacrilege in Biafra land, in Igbo land. It will never happen to any Arabic or Fulani or Sokoto Caliphate royal home. They did that in an attempt to kill Chinedu Nnamdi Kanu. In the process, killing 28 officially, we know it's more than that, innocent men, women, and children, including Chinedu's dog, Jack. They set the date by themselves. They are not oblivious of history. That date must be the deadline of this nonsense. Enough is enough. Chinedu must come out. We want to pass a message, with your permission, sir, my boss, Mazi, that we are in solidarity with Chinedu Nnamdi Kanu. We are in solidarity with all IPOB family members worldwide. We are in solidarity with all Biafrans, genuine Biafrans, lovers of freedom, on this final push to get Chinedu out. Another important point I want to make clear is that we are not ignorant of the devices of the enemy, the wicked ones we have even in our midst. We are also not complacent of the fact that we know we have enemies of Biafra restoration, even amongst Biafrans. Ndị Sabon Ike, those who enjoy their slavery and servitude to a point of stupor, those who will not want their own freedom, even when served on a la carte on a platter of gold. There are elements within our communities and society who are bent on one Nigeria, even to their own detriment, to their grave. We are also aware that these elements are being engaged by the Nigerian government at all costs to cause confusion in our midst, to bring agent provocateurs, the likes of Eberima in Finland and others. They want to duplicate them. They want to clone Eberima almost in every part of the world where IPOB is strong. They know too well that IPOB, United Kingdom, being the bedrock of IPOB, where it all started, is a formidable family, a stronghold, and therefore it's a major target of theirs. We have shined our eyes, as they say in Common Palace, to cast an eagle eye on everybody who is coming into our fold. Some people have been sponsored on dangerous mission. Why I do not attempt to put any fear in any one of us, because we are not fearful. We are faithful Chineke. Therefore, fear does not exist in our dictionary. But we must be watchful and prayerful and careful as well with the people that come into our midst, because there are dangerous elements that have been introduced into our midst. Watch out for these elements. Some of them might present themselves as trying to join IPOB or claim their IPOB from one place or the other. Watch out for these dangerous elements within our larger society and community, the Igbo associations and unions. These are people, sabos of the worst order, who will continue to do everything to betray Biafra restoration. And this government of rogue, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is an expert in criminality and forgery and illegality, is very apt at picking people like this to use. Let me put this on note. This is something I know personally, that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the main hench person in the recruitment of Ekperima. Quote me. I know this has been said many places. People point at Dave Umahi, Hope Uzodinma, or even Buhari himself, but Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the hench person. I can prove this beyond reasonable doubt. Ekperima is a godson of the Tinubu family. They had a hand in sponsoring him to come into Europe in the first place. So all Ekperima is doing, his connection and recruitment into APC and doing this dirty work of killing our people, innocent people back in Biafra land, this man is a dangerous element. So we will not fold our arms thinking that once the one in Finland is extinguished, that will be the end of it. They are making plans to plant more of Ekperima all over the globe where IPOB families exist and are strong. But their plans are dead on arrival. Umuchineke should be on the watch out for elements that are coming in, and also people we interact and engage with in our communities. But we will not relent. We must continue. We'll carry this crusade, this gospel of truth, to every ear that exists. And I want to also use this medium to appeal to genuine Biafrans, people of goodwill. We are good people naturally. That is the way Chukwukabiyama created us. To come out en mass and support IPOB. Now is the time. Physically, financially, morally, otherwise, any way you can, even discreetly. If you're one of those who are already dining with the two governments, you don't want your name or identity to be disclosed, that's fine. But let your soul support your own freedom and the freedom of your generations to come. Failing to do so, you have brought abomination and curse unto yourself and your generation up to the 7th generation. Mazi, I want to thank you. I don't want to take much of your time. I know you called me impromptu to join, but this is what my spirit has been yearning to pass on to Biafrans, and I never expected that I will make this short broadcast tonight. I want to encourage all my UK family, my cabinet, my able deputy, Dr. Nyekekwe, and the rest of my UK cabinet to remain resolute. We will be looking at ourselves in the mirror very shortly. I will contact you, Mazi, on things we need to do to revamp our UK leadership and make ourselves stronger for the days ahead. We have come too far. There is no going back. The only back that exists is death. But for us, it's Biafra or Biafra. And we shall live to witness the coming of the kingdom of God on earth, the fulfillment of the will of Chukwukabiyama for his people, which is the full restoration of the Republic of Biafra. And may Chukwukabiyama continue to bless all of us, enrich us in wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and empower us with all the resources we need to bring this fight, this struggle, we call it, to a successful conclusion.
Mazi, you have done excellently well. Thank you for the rendition. Thank you for the short and the impromptu contribution to tonight's program. As always, you have come straight to the point and have delivered. Thank you, Mazi. We are going to work closely together. We are going to collaborate. We are going to align and ensure that our goals are shift in no distant time. So I'm always here for you. Call on me anytime, and I will deliver. Shike, Mazi, Shike, we appreciate your work. Biafrans are happy that you are there. UK is doing well because of the strong hands that we have in the leadership and the members who are making it happen. I congratulate and I appreciate all of you. I ask you to continue to do that good work because you are the bedrock of this struggle. Very much. Let me go ahead to call the last but not the least guest tonight among the coordinators in the person of Mazi Jasumba. Mazi Jasumba is our national coordinator in Ireland, also doing a great work. He has few words to deliver to Biafrans tonight from his own perspective and jurisdiction, and we are listening attentively, Mazi. We are all ears. Go ahead, Mazi.
Thank you, Mazi. Am I coming out clear?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, Biafrans. Good morning and good afternoon, according to your own time zone. And I'm happy this evening to be called upon and to address Biafrans. Mazi Abayum, thank you for giving me this opportunity. May God bless you for the work you're doing for Biafrans. And in Europe, it's not easy, the work, and then to control the great Biafrans. Our leader called us, he said, great Biafrans, because Biafrans are great people. They are great in everything, and when you are somehow in charge, there must be a great responsibility and great work for you to do. And that is exactly what you are doing in Europe. And I want to say thank you so much for the great work you are doing. And your assistant, Mazi, Deputy Mazi Azayoba, who is also with us here, and then doing the needful, we want to say, may God bless all of you. Mazi Jonathan, also thank you so much for once again for doing what you have been known, handling this radio, and then doing the needful, giving the Biafrans what they want to hear. And what is important, even the ones they don't want to hear, but it's the truth. And then I want to commend you for keep on doing the right thing that you are doing. Sometimes it seems as if it's not entering, but it's going in. One thing we'll let you, all of us will know is that to change an adult is not easy. That's why they say train up a child small, because when it's old, it's very, very hard to change them. So what the damages that has been done to our people on us is something that, I don't know the kind of trumpet that we will use to change that. The most annoying one is not just even the religion, but that making us to as if that to feel so inferior, even while we're supposed to feel superior. They made us to believe that we want nothing, that we are nothing, we have nothing, and we have nothing to give to the world. But they keep on extracting those things that we have. When they see somebody that is brilliant, they first of all, they slap the person with a scholarship, they take him away and citizenship. And before the person will finish, they give him a white wife to marry. And that is gone. They say, you can't go back home, they will kill you. They keep on taking all we have. They see the bright things. If they have seen what is in the Nnamdi Kanu, being in the UK, they would have taken him since. But God said no. Right from beginning, I think, his name never appeared in any way in English. Though he is there, though he studied there, though he lived there, but he never did anything to change any of his living. But that is the way God works. We thank God that the work he has done for us, we Biafrans. And wherever he is tonight, it is really annoying that this case his case or hearing has been always been postponing. You know, it's something that we don't know how to handle, especially the wife. I want to say to our Lolo, just be strong. Biafran women, the sincere Biafran women are always with you and praying with you, and we all are praying with you, and then we are supporting our leader in prayer. Emotionally, spiritually, we are with him, and we know that by God's grace, that one day he will be with us. The hands that are holding him, like he said, Britain and Kenya and Nigeria, they are just like company. But the people who we're talking about is those employees, those they used, those companies. You know, when you set up a company cannot function without employees, without the people working there. So the people whom they are employed to do this work, this dirty work, is the people we're talking about. You may say that, oh no, the Igbos, the Ohanesas and the governors, you can't say that, oh, they are not there. Like all these the Americans, those who were there, they are all the hands are there. They are all employees to make sure that this happened. Now that it has happened, just what are they to do? That's why many of them are mute. They keep them mute by giving them bribe. They keep them mute by giving them contracts which they couldn't deliver. And if they speak up, they will be arrested. That is the way because of love of money. But tonight we are telling Biafrans that be strong, because we are still in a safe hand, in the sense that we have a strong DOS, the leadership that our leader set up, that can never be shaken by God's grace. Yes, we all are human beings, but looking at the caliber, the type of men and women that are behind, that are on the seat of that DOS, you know that you can trust them and you can work with them. He might not agree with me, but he come up with, you all know them. If you have any personal thing with any of you, can write, let us know that this is why you don't like them. You cannot say you don't like them for nothing, but because when the enemy blind your eyes and you close your ear from seeing the truth and hearing the truth, you always like to gossip. If not, nothing DOS did to you. The members of DOS, because DOS is a name, but the members there, what did they do that people should not respect their efforts and what they are doing? But we Biafrans, the true Biafrans, are behind you DOS. Mazi Chika Edoziem and Mazi Nzrumike, Mazi Abanyum, Mazi Azayoba, Mazi Chinasanworu, Mazi, and many of them. And then the great work they are doing, we still believe them, we still trust them, and we still move on with them. Until if there's any change, we know about it. It's not going to hide, because the spirit of Biafra will fetch out anybody who misbehaved or did anything wrong in this struggle, because we are under oath. Let us not forget that. So, but because they know what they are doing, their hands are straight in what they are doing. That's why we continue to follow them and we continue to move on with them. Because Biafra will come under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the DOS. There's no other leadership. If you want to go and form your own Biafra, go and form and get us Biafra. There's no, go from your own agitation. Go and get it. Go and get Biafra. That is all we want. It doesn't matter who is the leader. If you can get it. But our leader said, don't put my name in anything. Don't use my name. Don't use Nnamdi Kanu. Don't use IPOB. Don't use ESN. Just go and form your own. And then get us Biafra. We will come and rejoice. We will hear you for doing that. But don't hide under the label of another man, other people, and then be ripping people up and then scamming people, telling them that you are this and that. It's not so, and it can never be so, and it can never work for you. You are only doing it. They say every day is for the thief, but one day is for the owner. You have been doing that, but I think your cup is full. It's better you change and repent, or the spirit of those killed in the war and up to death, who have given up their life for the sake of Biafra, will never allow you and your generation, if you have that generation, to rest, because they will all come against you, because they sacrificed their life and put up their life for this, lay down their life for this Biafra. So Biafrans, tonight I just want to say that the most important thing that we have to be is united. We have to be united. We have to love one another. We have to be one, protecting one another. Let us not be like Cain and Abel. I mean, Cain, you know, who they say, where is your brother? He said, am I my brother's keeper? You are your brother's keeper. Let us unite together. Let us work with one central command. Let us obey central instruction. Whether you are in the ESN, whether you are in any zone, whether you are in any country, wherever, the success behind this movement is one single command: obedience. Obey whoever that is ahead of you. Means that the person is there before you. Doesn't mean sometimes that the person know more than you. No. But if you obey whoever that is ahead or in a leadership, your own time will come, and other people have to obey you and have to listen to you, and that is where it goes. If you don't want to work under somebody, then when it comes, nobody would like to work under you. So try and humble yourself, Biafrans, and work. Let us work with one spirit and one mind, loving one another, caring for one another. All these words that people are killing people anyhow, especially the so-called criminals, whether you are hiding that you are still doing it at home or Mazi, permit me, sometimes I will add some evil with what I'm doing, because the things that concerns us. Because some of these people who have made themselves some experts, and this I will call them, would I say that local giants, that they can never do anything. If you want to be a thief, go outside and thief. Go and steal outside, not inside the house. Your mother will keep money, you take 200 naira, take 300 naira. Go on the highway. If you are a thief, go there and steal. Not inside the house. How can you be killing your brothers and your sisters? You know, actual had this side. How many of them because those are a packet of cigarette or packet of chewing gum? Only in Igbo land call these atrocities name. Every time I in atonement, every time we are just praying for forgiveness. Yet people are polluting our land. How many times did you say an outside girl that it doesn't mean they are all saints? People this is what our people our youths are doing. And then keeping the town restless. The spirit of these young people will never rest. This is not good, Biafrans. Let us stop all this nonsense. And those adults that in their presence, in front of their shop, these things are happening. And those who start up, some people like these things to be done. Be careful what you're doing. Defend your people, defend yourself, stand up. My husband was talking even to be emotional yesterday because of self-love. How can we get Biafra if we don't love ourselves? We have to love ourselves. We have to protect one another. That is the weapon that the North are using. Now you can see it with the West. Now because they are doing Ojutwa, are you seeing the flag anymore? Are you seeing what is going on? They have all team up. Some of them don't even greet us anymore. But before, they used to hail you because we are doing Biafra together. Now they don't. They have switched over now and they're supporting their own man and go on. Let us come back home and love our brothers and love our sisters. Together, we will get Biafra. And the Biafra we are talking about is that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are and where you are standing. We can just let us look at what is going on around Africa now. Let us learn the small dust or the minor Niger. The giant in the they couldn't speak. Even in the Hana from Ulo in their kitchen, they couldn't speak. They couldn't talk. Niger, tiny in the African territory. Or how I say tiny in their population. But why? They stand up boldly. If we can stand up boldly, look at tiny Niger. They have bring my America, my UK, all the almighty UK, EU. They bring all of them to their name. They are not making. They are not thinking of what to do. onye inu kana anụ maka Ukraine war ka akwụkwọ general dị ame silent. Why? Na nwere onye iro ha Putin ọbata na Africa ka ha jee were nwayọ silent ka ha emebie ya ka ha batazie. But as they are in our territory, their focus okwa ebe anyị nọ. Ndị Igbo unu mụrụ anya, our leaders DOS unu mụrụ anya, their target okwa ebe a ha anyị nọ. Ọkwa bụ their target ka ha na-abịa ka ha mara what to do. Ha ga-ahapụkwa ndị ahụ na-alụsị ha ọgụ na target anyị nwa. So let us be wise, let us united. Ọkwa the only unity that we can be able, not exposing one another. Asa azọta China azọ wute mgbe anyị ruru anyị amara onye a ga-agba ọtọ na onye a ga-apịa ụtarị. But onwe ha anyị na-azọ something that is very very important. And it's not something that na-abịa na public na-abịa ekwu. Our plan A and plan B, like some people need demand. We cannot give you that. The leadership cannot give you that. But I know that our leadership are working towards, they are seeing what is going on and putting the dot together. In case anything happens, in case anything, what to change what to do. Because obodo anyị nọ n'ime ya island, ha nwere onwe ha bụkwa mgbe ọgụ tara ndị obodo Eliza nwụrụ anwụ na-alụ ọgụ with Germany. Actually na-apụ ha their kingdom. Ha na-achịkọ ndị amị ha niile oge ahụ mgbe ahụ ewere aka iro nsi ha ga-recruit ndị amị na Biafra land. Ọkwa mgbe ahụ ka a na-alụ ọgụ. Mgbe ahụ ka ndị obodo a si wee si n'azụ mirekwa onwe ha because ha agaghị face all those wars na ha left and right, front and back. Ndị obodo esi ebe ahụ mere onwe ha. So can you be watchful? The leadership should take note and then be more diplomatic statement. Kahana Joka, our IPOB members, Biafrans, please don't use your platform with the Biafran flag. They made some comments that are not, appropriate regarding Henemena Zoo and the jail, all those things. Maybe belong remanding Akoraka. Leave the leadership to do that diplomatic statement. All that diplomatic statement, it doesn't mean that we go son but anything so we hear go man. But the word uppas go the word. So can you read your no or smartphone? Can you maybe because everywhere. Achonu na nkazo achonu na mkpụrụ mmiri una kere nke a na-akpọ ibute ike so ejiri ana ritual na ka ha gara una abanyekwe kidnapping and raping. All these evil things, please, Biafrans, I want us to stop. Director said, if we continue to do all these things, it will not going to help us. We want Biafra and there is nothing in exchange. But we have to change. We have to get ourselves prepared. We must be ready to be a new generation, a new nation, a new country. This thing we are fighting, what that we are talking about is, there are many ideas we know that Biafrans, we are living in abroad. We want to bring home. Here in this country, the pensioners, do you know they have free phone? They have free electricity. They have free bus pass. They have many things free. Everything, their pension is being paid direct to the account. Not going to queue up to anybody to sign it for them. These are going straight to the account. Immediately they wake up, they walk out from their office as a pensioner. Their money goes to the account every week. They get it every week. Their money goes there into the account. So these ideas, these are great things that when we look at it, we say, oh, our people deserve this. Our people deserve a better life. And these people we're talking about here, they have those oil or gold and this and that. All it starts. All you had when they build all these things and they build mighty things here. They don't have all this relying. How much more Biafrans that have I want a gift, I want a talent, I want able men and women, I want tough thinkers, I want people that can create things. So how much more if we're given that time? And I say, from one thing to okay, we can change many things. That is the fear the outside world are thinking. That is what they are afraid of. So what I'm saying is that Biafrans, please let us unite together. Let us come together and let us work together, because we are not going to do anything if we're not united. So it is very, very important as we listen to the leadership and those in front of us, those ahead of us. I said it before, irrespective of your qualification, your education background, if somebody is ahead of you, kindly look at that person. Let us do that in one voice and get that. Respect anybody that is ahead of you in this movement. Later on, we can now talk about the differences. But what we are pursuing now is in the mouth of lion. You cannot get it if you are not together, if we are not united. So please, Biafrans, I urge you and encourage every one of you, let us come together. Support this struggle, support the DOS, support the ESN in any way you can. Even our Igbo Union in this island, they did one thing first when the ESN was created. Most of them are listening. Today I'm asking the Igbo Union in Ireland, where are you? Are you not seeing the work of the ESN? Or do you think ESN are no longer working? Or do you think that when you feed somebody once, they are not going to be eating again? These are the questions all over the world. If you have ever think about supporting the ESN before, and then it's like back, does it mean that is the job done? It's not done. Let us not leave this for anybody. Some of us here that are doing this for 10 years, we are not poor, and we can never be poor by God's grace, because we are doing great charity work. That's why God is blessing us. And if you want God to bless you, it's not like the one they tell you other places, so come and so see, do this charity, support those, do this struggle. It's a great charity work you are doing. People are giving their time, people are giving their money, people are giving their words, people are giving everything they have because of this struggle. How will not God not bless them? Because the spirit of Biafra will bless them, because they know they are doing the right cause. They are pursuing the right cause. Not celebrate every year and a miriji for nothing. No aim, no target. Every year and a dance. Those happiness there is good. But don't forget that your home is burning. Don't forget where you are coming from. It's burning. The Niger, tiny Niger, where is the World Igbo Congress in America? The almighty World Igbo Congress. They are very strong. America, they are strong. They are very, very big. What have they done? In their kitchen, their own resources, their own thing. They lay the pipe in America. Instead, so many of them will go and a lobby to be given even security to guide the pipeline, like the pig in the Greek. Look at what Niger is doing. But him, Asare, what did he do? He go and negotiate to be the caretaker or the security guard of the enemy, taking his own thing. What a shame! What embarrassment for somebody to do that. But look at what tiny Niger is doing. They raise the dust, put the dust in the eyes of those that you people are afraid to speak to. They raise the dust. Now look at people in their support. Look at what they are doing. So it doesn't matter how big you are in number, but how strong you are mentally. That's why when you look at Nnamdi Kanu speaking, you don't see giant in physical, but you see giant in his voice. You see giant in his actions, because mentally he is very strong. That's why God called him. Spiritually he is very strong. And when you see what he's doing, and that is the people, the IPOB, we have recruited. Many of us are coming up like that. If we are not, many of us are coming to realize our stand and what we are, who we are. That even our emblem, also coat of arm, you see the lion there. That is who we are. It cannot be place a lion and then you be behaving like a cat. No. You must act like one. So they look at that. What our leader, why he is today, is not because of Nigeria even. It's because of the EU and Britain. They don't want him, because they don't want him to continue to speak and say what he's saying. Have they ever gone to him before, their citizen? The answer is no. They have not. Why? They are given instruction. So the zoo is just like their whatever. They give them instruction, tell them what to do. So just may God help Tinubu if it's going to be there, because he is just a puppet there. They cannot do anything without their own. Look at what France have been doing for all these French countries. The kind of condition they give them for all these years. Who can believe that? Who can believe that? But guess what? It took only few men and women to rise up and said enough is enough. And Biafrans have to stand up and said enough is enough. After all, we all will die one day. So all of us, one day we must die. Some die young, some die old. It doesn't matter. But the letter said, what kills you, how you die, that matters. It's not whether you will die. Yes, everyone will die. So if you have that money, want to eat anything, go and eat it. What you want to enjoy it. We are in the battlefield, Biafrans, and we have to rise up. Speak face to face to your enemy. When you confront him, he will lie. He will run away from you. He will run away from you. Learn from Niger. Stand up boldly, Biafrans. Stop all this nonsense you are hiding. All these politicians, they cannot do anything. Let us stand up for ourselves. Let us defend our land. Let us be sure that we are serious for getting Biafra. Biafra doesn't belong to Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu has done his own part. Whether he's with us or not with us, we must prove to him that we are also human beings and we love this Biafra, and we are so serious about getting this Biafra. So it's not eye service. Amazing what an ihunne. Now they will die with you. Wherever you are, will be. Where you die, we will die. We will live with you. We will stand with you. When immediately he was kidnapped, many the camp immediately. It didn't take them 3 weeks. They were everywhere. Many of them that are supporting that are going about trying to bring this struggle down are those who have been saying, Director, we are praying for you. Our leader, we are praying for you. We are standing with you. But you cannot stand with the instruction that he gave you. How can you say that? You are lying to yourself. So that's why so many of them, and when you harass them, and when they misbehave or sabotage this something, the DOS take them away, they become enemy of DOS and fighting, and then some of them go and join the criminal in Finland just because they were removed, just because they were cautioned, just because they were replaced, just because they were dismissed for wrongdoing. It can't go, instead of them to keep quiet and think and go back and say, what I did, was it right or wrong? And then think back. There are many who have gone through. They sit back in the bench and be just ordinary member. That is the good citizen. That's where what you should be. If you have Biafra attack, not going to join the enemy to pull down the struggle that you take oath to belong. You say you want to restore Biafra. Stop writing on nonsense, because you are right. You are writing a different thing, and what you are saying, what is in your heart, is a different thing. If you are serious about Biafra, you must say do what you say. Not you writing a different thing and you're doing a different thing. When you behave, nobody will believe that you have ever known anything about this struggle. Stand strong, Biafrans. That is what I can say. Please, Biafrans, I encourage you. Mazi, before I turn off, let me say something here. There have been a report about some criminals or gangs or Fulani herdsmen in Lopanta operating there, and then they said that people can no longer go farm. One of our veterans here reporting that bitterly said that people in that area are no longer going anywhere because of the trouble they are getting from Fulani around that area. Why we're doing that, stem in Imo State, that where some essence and then handing over how many times, about more than 100 plots of land or acres to Fulani. These are all the people threatened by the Opus Odema. These essence, all of them, they gang up and then bring this village land, not their own personal property. If it is your own personal property, you can do whatever you like. But this is the village. This is a town's land. You cannot give it out. Now they give it out. I think their leader is John Eze Onuekweri, and then Barrister Philip Onyeji, and many others. These are the people, they did all these things to. They handed over this land from Fulani settlement. Ana chunkita na ana choko kono jono na atia. Where now Ojukuna Bonsi, or on a gate here. And they think that this is what is going on. And actually, the Fulanis, they in that for the so-called our SS and then traditional rulers are now handing them, giving them land free. Where is it? Where have that happened before in the land? Where not sell to them? If you sell your land to Fulani, nobody will ask you why did you sell it. But don't give you our land, the town's land, to community land. You hand it over, give it to people. Whether you are a governor or a traditional ruler, that is not acceptable. You cannot do that. Even though we are coming for that, we are coming. But all these things are temporary. But we have to say it now, so that if you receive any attack, you not say, what did I do? So some of you know what you're doing, and you know if you cannot desist from doing all these things, and then repent and change. Stop polluting our land. Stop disgracing our ladies, our girls, our mothers because of peanuts. Nakeding them and showing their pictures. He said, he can wine bottle. He will say, how many times to watch it? Can it solve your problem? Can he add 1 cent in your bank account? You are still a hungry man. Stop this nonsense you are doing. Stop. Respect our mothers. Respect our girls. No matter what they do, give them that protection yet. Protect them, love each other, brothers and sisters. Biafrans, let us come together. The Africans are coming together. But first of all, within us, are we coming together, Biafrans? Let us try and come back and come to our senses. Mazi, I want to say thank you so much for calling me, for giving me this opportunity. Biafrans, I greet you all. And I want to say big thank you to my colleagues here in Ireland, our coordinators. Many of them, they are working tirelessly. We are doing the great work here in Ireland. Mazi CJ, who is in Dublin, Mazi Ezudo, Mazi Chinedu Duru, who is in Dundalk, and Mazi KK, and many others. And then Churchill, Benjamin Anyanwu, many of them, they are all strong. These people have been since this struggle continues, and they are still there. They are not shaking. They are not shaking, and we're looking forward to open new zones in Ireland. And in case if you are listening to me and you are interested, you know you have up to 3-4 people in Ireland, any part of the island that you don't have a family close to you nearby. Please call me, get in touch with me, and we come and inaugurate you, and then set up a family for you, and then you can move on from there. This is all I can say tonight. I say may God richly bless each and every one of you, Biafrans, as we continue to work in unity, peace, and progress will come. May God bless you. Thank you, Mazi.
Mazimba, you have delivered again as always. Thank you for that wonderful rendition again. And thank you for the good work you guys are doing in Ireland to make it one of the outstanding countries we have in Europe when it comes to IPOB. Freedom Restoration Project. Thank you, Mazi. You have said it all. Before I go ahead, let me make this simple announcement. As a very honored. As one no mata yana boga ha fe somewhere didn't take boga kwa before back. So we are going to put a peaceful protest that was planned for the 14th of September. And when Oyendu will be going to court, we put them on hold for now, pending when we'll get a new date of the hearing. And then we are going to lift it again and ask people to go to make the protest. We don't just protest for protest's sake. We protest with a target. We protest with an objective, making sure that after that protest, we have to reassess what we have done and to ensure that we have achieved the purpose for which we have gone to that protest. That's why we wouldn't ask you to continue going to the protest now. Everyone, I beg of you to put that protest on hold. I know some of you have already secured your permission to march on that day or before that day. But it's still not too late to put it on hold, pending when we got a new date. I'm going to make it known to you via a memo or even coming on Radio Biafra also to make the announcement. So thank you for listening. Our message again is that IPOB Europe is intact. We are standing solidly behind Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Chinedu, who is the head of directorate, and his deputy Mazi Rumike, and the rest of the members of the OS who are doing marvelously well to ensure that this struggle has remained where it is today, despite all the machinations of our enemies, despite all their treacheries and sabotage. We have remained formidable and unperturbed. We want to encourage you to continue doing that which is right. Listen to your coordinator when we pass message. Just do as we have mandate, and the result will be very glaring before your eyes in due course. We have not come here to make show. We have not come here to play. We have come to liberate our people, both mentally and physically. But without mentally liberating them, it will be difficult to physically liberate you, because everything you do in this life starts with your brain, starts with your mind. You conceive it, you work on it, you juxtapose it, and you ponder upon it, and then you deliver, take action. So that's why when you listen to Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, he has been hammering on that issue of liberating you mentally so that that physical liberation will take place. It is very important you listen to Radio Biafra. It is the place where we worship. There is no other way. There is no other one, because we are under oath. There is no other radio when the presenters are under oath. We are under oath. So whatever we say here, we can take it to the banks. We have no time to come and concoct lies like the zoo and their agents are doing. We are here to tell you the truth, and that is the truth that has sustained us so far. No matter what we have encountered in this struggle on our way to our freedom, we have surmounted all those obstacles because Chukwuokabama is with us and because our hands are clean. Nnamdi Kanu say, our hands are clean. So thank you so much, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, for the good work you're doing and for giving us this platform again to interact with our people and to disseminate the messages and the information that we believe to have been very important to them to know and to hear, to get them prepared, to get them enlightened, and to get them ready for what is to come before it comes. So we are going to be back again with the last batch of the coordinators on Saturday. That will be the last batch. Today is the 5th one. On Saturday will be the last batch, which is the 6th. And other continents will maybe take over. But at the end of this program, at the end of the 6th batch, we will look back and see what we have achieved with this campaign, because we know that our people are now wiser. They are now getting that liberation, and they are now being independently thinking about their future and checking their footsteps and to know where they stand, whether they are standing on solid ground or in the mud, because times are different and the enemies are numerous. They have come to kill, to maim, and to destroy, but we are here to thwart their shenanigans, all their tricks, all their hanky-panky, and all their sabotaging tendencies towards our struggle. In the end, we shall prevail. There's no doubt about it. Just a matter of time. Nigeria has fallen. Nigeria is dead, and they are going to be buried very soon because they have started tampering with the case of our leader. When we say something on this platform, it usually will come to pass. They can run, but they cannot hide. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be released unconditionally, whether in the court or outside the court. He needs to come back to us and to continue from where he stopped before he was unceremoniously and illegally abducted and renditions from Kenya to Nigeria. We pray for him and we wait for his return to us as we do the needful, telling the Zoo government that if you keep our leader there for 3 years or 4 years, Biafra must still come, because we are not ready to capitulate. We are not going to surrender. Neither we are going to retreat. So Biafrans all over the world, thank you for your listenership. Chukwuoke continue to bless Ezigbo Chineke wherever you are. I encourage you to continue to do that good work. Our freedom is very near. All shall be Biafra. We are coming away. We are not just folding our hands. Prayer to do it for us. We are, and we are where it should be. Much and I remain Mazi. Say good night. Is the land. Thank you.
Almost a Biafran Day, woman's Yabanyam, Biafrans and lovers of freedom. You've heard it again from the horse's mouth. Therefore, as he said, Saturday also they will be here, the last batch, and we shall continue our normal programs. Thank you for listening. From me, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, from here, it is simply good evening.
Biafra, because obodo sama, obodo doro nso. The land of the rising sun is a home of the Biafrans. The fire of the distant land is a promised land, a blessed land of the true Biafra. Ebeka bonusi Biafra, Ebeka bonusi Biafra, Kaimara Biafra, Kaneboso Kamiri, Kaimara Biafra, Kaneboso Kamiri, Biafra Kane, Waboye, Anijala, Nawama. Wana lemo kano na lombo, wana juno, wasina Biafra na tago. Chukwuoke Biama, onyani nonaka, Biamerani e mama. Zampe, Uwaboke, Anijala, Nalana mo. Biafra baloma, ala Chukwu goziri, ala manamo. Ala Chukwu goziri, the rising sun. Mgbe mbuka kwuru okwu wesi, n'ojie nwata